YouTube, what is up? I know it's been a while. It's been quite some time since the last upload on my channel. Things have been going crazily. Aside from content creation, just a ton of stuff is going on. Ton of opportunities, ton of blessings. March was also just a very difficult month, and I talked about that a little bit on my podcast, the Sucast. You guys can catch that. But as we wrapped up the month of March, we went into April, and of course with MPL Philippines, man, we had a fun day with the old April Fool's Day, where we did some switcherooing around. And you probably saw the clip by now. It's a little bit late, but I went and was thrown into the Filipino stream, the Tagalog stream for the first time. And this is, I guess, something that it is funny, but it's like a challenge for myself. Even to be comfortable enough to do it for like 10, 15 minutes, I will still say that I cannot do an entire broadcast in Filipino, although I have made leaps and bounds in my improvement of the language over the past like couple years. And even though I can technically understand it fluently, and I think that I can speak it as fluent as possible to get me through my everyday life. Obviously, it's different on a broadcast scale. So this is just going to be me talking about my time on Filipino, the 10 minutes. And yeah, I'm probably going to cringe a little bit at my own self, but let's go ahead and watch this. It starts off, by the way, with Margarine Aquino, Mr. Butters himself. So here we are. Here's the clip. Let's get to it. That's true.
Si Marga Aquino or
Marga.
Pero kahit April Fool's Day ngayon, alam niyo ba na ang ating mga laban.
I gotta give it up to Butters too, man. Butters is always down to do stuff. Like whatever Moonton asked Butters to do, he's there. I would say that for most talents, but Butters especially to be able to do this and pull it off, like, and I think in a very graceful way, was amazing.
Magiging seryoso ngayong araw na ito. Lalong-lalo na yung unang magbabakbakan sa unang serye ng araw na ito. Syempre, dahil dyan, papalapit na ang playoffs. Kaya naman, oras na para...
And this whole time, by the way, that he was like doing this intro, I was sweating bullets at the Filipino desk, man. And even the people in the venue were like, bro, is that Naisou in the Filipino desk? What's going on here? So yeah, I was sweating bullets and I was like rehearsing my line.
Itaas ang lakas. So guys, syempre, ang storyline naman natin ngayon is parang ganito siya. Si Ellie Hayes DR, nakita natin nung debut niya.
Wait lang.
Maglalaro nga ba siya?
He does the intro. Storyline gets the crowd going. And here we go.
Next play Evos, kaya naman.
Boom.
Casters, pasok.
Oh my goodness, YouTube. Why? Perfect timing, man.
Maraming salamat, Margarine Aquino.
For the longest time, that's about all I could say. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat.
No, and magandang hapon sa inyo lahat.
Look at the people in the crowd too. They're like, that's what I'm talking about.
Totoo naman, this is the Tagalog broadcast. Ako pala si Naisou. Kasama ko yung pinaka mga poging caster, si Womi, si Wolf. Wolf pala. Wolf, how are you doing, guys?
Whoop pala. By the way, I gotta thank Womi and Wolf because again, this is a huge deal for me to be able to do this and to have these two here to do it with, and very obviously we're all very good friends, and they made it as comfortable as possible for me, and we bantered around for a little bit, but it was again, it was before all this leading up, I was like, what do I say, what should I say, and even though I had a general idea, Womi really even helped me out, so it was fun.
Maraming salamat, Naisou. Ako'y lubos na nagagalak sa iyong pagdating dito sa ating Filipino broadcast.
Ako'y nagpapasalamat sa kung sino man ang nag-approve at nandito ka ngayon nakasama namin na Ginoong Naisou.
Okay, tama ka. Loading ako. Pero jokes aside, ito, yung mainit dito sa Philippines, mas
Loading a call, and then the thing is, I like rehearsed that intro in my head multiple times, and then I was like, oh crap, what am I gonna say after? So
mainit yung laban nito. It's Omega and of course NXPE. Pero first, we have to talk about, we're calling all the Smart and TNT users who are watching us right now continue to enjoy the power.
yeah, and just so you guys know, I mentioned this later. I do this spiel because it's in English. There is no Tagalog, so obviously I can't translate it in Tagalog on the fly.
Smart by registering your sim. Visit smart.com.ph/simreg now and get free 3 gigabytes data. Make sure to register your smart sims before April 26, 2023. Yes, there's no Tagalog translation.
There we go.
Yun nga, register your sims.
Alam mo, Naisou, ngayon na nandito tayo sa Tagalog broadcast or sa Filipino broadcast ay excited ako makita mamaya kung
Bakit?
paano ka ba mag-play-by-play.
Nako.
Oh.
Nako.
Ikaw yung play-by-play.
Ay, ako ba yung play-by-play?
Pero at least siya yung mag-control sa atin ngayon.
Oo.
So when Womi said that, by the way, when he's like, I'm gonna be play-by-play, that was originally the plan. Like, I'll explain this quick. There was a plan to have me permanently for like one series on Tagalog doing play-by-play. And really, I can't even do that. I don't know what I would say. Like, oh, grabe, Nicole, galing niya. Like, bakit na? Like, I don't even know what I would say in play-by-play because I'm thinking so much, like, just in conversation. But that is how it was originally planned. But then with the way that the standings were, like the games itself were kind of bearing and important games, so we also didn't want to make too much of a joke out of it, to have like that respect for the integrity of the game, the matches and everything else. So it ended up just being like this pre-game.
Nakaka-excite talaga.
Well, ito, right? This is yung matches today.
Yung matches today.
Omega versus NXP. Yung second match namin is Onyx and TNC. Grabe yung TNC yesterday, by the way. Sweep ng Echo. And then we're rounding it out with RSG versus
See,
Ren.
this whole time I have no idea what to say.
Anong isip mo sa matches yesterday, si Wolf?
Anong isip mo?
Yun, tingin ko yung
Anong isip mo?
sobrang laking indication kung ano yung pwede natin expect today. Kasi yung mga teams na nasa baba ay pumapalag na talaga. Even yung Onyx, after losing sa Blacklist, alam mo na may palag din talaga. So,
Oh man,
ano nangyayari dun sa Onyx versus TNC?
that's why Wolf and Womi are even laughing here. They're like,
Imagine,
anong isip mo?
TNC, two teams, I mean, NX Play and TNC and Onyx. Actually, apat sila. Nag-aagawan to sa slot to sa playoff. So, gaano ka-intense yung matches nila today?
Alam mo, Naisou, kung babalikan natin ang laban ng TNC at pati na rin ng Onyx ay umabot talaga ng...
I'm legit just like, guys, just speak as long as you can.
40 minutes.
Around 40 minutes. And grabe, Naisou, yun yung tipo na pag tumagal talaga yung papanood mo sa TNC ay makikita mo na yung galaw nila ay malayo na sa nangyari sa kanila sa mga earlier weeks dito sa MPL.
Abangan nyo yan because that's gonna be a matchup, right? Pero yung matchup, ito, yung Omega and NXPE, yung question, yung the chemistry, right? Yung chemistry and experience, is it gonna be for NXPE? Kasi, let's say, malaking yung expectation.
I literally throw in like one or two Tagalog words. Like I realized in this moment too that in broadcast sense, when you're when you're trying to like translate in your head. Now in a normal conversation, I don't have a problem like talking to people in Tagalog, man. Like in a casual conversation, but for some reason with the lights there, the pacing of a broadcast and everything else, like it was almost like too fast for my brain to like translate. So that's why there's so many moments where I'm just like throwing English and like a word or two of Tagalog in there.
At naging sapat yun para palakasin ang squad ng NXPE kahit naglalak sila ng professional experience.
Yeah, yan yung biggest impact ni Yelly Hayes, right? Yung veterancy, yung experience na, and how it helped the team secure the wins that they had. But
No.
will they roll with that this time? Will yan yung plan nila, or especially with this matchup? Kasi
I got a lot of blush on, by the way.
we don't have much
Look at that blush.
ahead of us.
Yeah, I agree.
I gotta tell the dear makeup artists,
I mean, ako personally, gusto ko makita.
Less on the blush.
Amazing, I'm a big fan of that. Pero syempre, nasa side niya na explain kung ito pa talaga yung tamang timpla since yun nga, na medyo
Tamang timpla.
para sa points eh.
Tamang timpla.
Oh, I actually said that.
Yung adobo.
All the references.
All the references from English to Tagalog. Pero yun nga, punta tayo sa
Yun.
backstage pass with our very own Mara Aquino to hear what she has to say backstage.
Oh man, then that's another ad. All right, so there we go. You know, and I'm glad that even even the like majority of the comments were like having fun with it too, you know. But yeah, that was very difficult to go through, even for myself. Again, I like, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, you know what I mean? But that was definitely a challenge. And you know, then we throw it over to Marakina here, who's supposed to be like Odin. Now, then after that, we switched sides, right? I went back to English, and Santi came back to Filipino again. Then we just went with the normal broadcast. So, but yeah, that's it. You know, that's all I wanted to pretty much just go ahead and like react to that, because I know some people were asking me over the past like week or so, like, what did I think about, you know, being on Filipino? How was it? And of course, you know, it came with its own struggles, I would say, but it was fun. It was fun to actually do. And then later in that week, we had like Manjean and Chantel on English for the first time. So I do want to say, like, I think as much as I struggled, it helped me a lot. And you know, the casters as well, the casters here for the MPL Philippines, they have really helped me improve my Tagalog, because they usually talk to me in Filipino Tagalog pretty much every time that I see them. And you know, so I have them to thank to get me to that point, because back in season 8 I would never have done that, right? Literally just not even close. So, you know, I have them to thank, and of course, like, even the production team being okay with that, because it was very fun. But I don't think even right now I could do an entire broadcast, like a whole series for it. And you know, it does also show like the dynamicism, is that a word? Dynamics, the dynamics, so flexibility of MPL Philippines casters to be able to jump from, you know, Filipino to English, English to Filipino, and do, like, that's the thing, like, respect to all the other casters, because they do an amazing job. Like, even, you know, Manjean being on English that day 3, and Chantel was there. You know, and it's always like, for us, we take our work so seriously that yes, it is a little shocking, and it's a little, you know, nerve wracking, but you know, everybody does a great job. And I think even with my little 10 minutes there, I did my best. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just want to go ahead and throw this video up here. I know it is also a holiday week for Holy Week here in the Philippines. So everybody doing your thing with your family. If you're not, if you are, whatever you're celebrating, hope you guys are all well. And we'll see you in the next video. GG, WP. Bye-bye.